Hello everyone. Uh, Today we have added a new version 3.0.2 for reading the test data from the XML file. So already we have a version 2.0 which will read the test data from the XML file. So how is it? What's the new enhancement added into the version 3.0.2 is? So it reads the test data based on the criteria. So if you have a multiple sets of test data, say 10 sets of test data, I'm going to say 10 rows of test data or 10 elements of test data. You can, if you want to include only 4 sets of test data and another 6 if you want to ignore. So we have a element, XML element, which can be configurable whether to include the test data or not. And its values can also be configured. So let me quickly jump into the topic. Access the blog automation-home.blogspot.in and click on the test automation framework tab. Yeah. Click on the data driven framework XML link. These are the prerequisites for data driven framework XML API if you want to use. So Java 1.6 or higher version you can use, and the Eclipse IDE configured with TestNG plugin. You can use any other IDE as well. It's not mandatory that Eclipse IDE. You can use IntelliJ or a NetBeans configured with TestNG plugin. So if you want to run the program without Eclipse IDE, that's also possible. You need to have a TestNG jars in the place, and you can run. So this is the where you can download the data-driven framework version 3.0.2 from the repository and extract it. And this is working with the example and execution. So let me click on the repository. From repository, download the version 3.0.2 zip file. Click on the label data-driven framework version 3.0.2 zip file. Click on the download link button present on the header of the page. So it may be changing the button in the Firefox, it may be available down, and in the Chrome it is available on the top top middle center line the button. Click on the button which will download the zip file. So here it's already download the zip file. So once the zip file is downloaded, by default it will download the zip file into the downloads folder. Let me delete. So already I have a downloaded zip file and extracted the zip file. Zip file contains the Java folder, examples, and release notes. In release notes, you can have a track of what are the changes from version to version. So these are the two things we need to have in if you want to run the sample program for reading the test data from the XML file. So just copy the jar file into the lib folder of your Eclipse IDE. Yeah. And copy the examples folder into our source SRC folder of your Eclipse IDE project. Now set the Java build path for the jar file. So if you are executing the program using the 3.0.2, you do not need any other jar files in the lib folder because this does not depend on other jar files. So it's only one jar file is required. If you are going with reading the test data from the workbook, then you need to have other POI jar files in place. For reading the test data from the XML, you do not need to have any other jar files. So let me set the Java build path for this jar file. In the lib folder, select the jar file and click on OK. And again, OK button, which will set the Java build path. So our Java build path is ready. We need to run the sample program. So here is the XML file. Let me open the XML file and even the Java file. This is a Java file, and this is nothing but a sample XML file which contains the test data. Say this one is one set of test data and this one is another set of test data. If we have multiple sets of test data. So right. First, if you want to read the test data from the XML file, you need to do two things in place. You need to have two things in place. One is the path of the XML file, and another one, whatever these are the XML elements. The parent of this XML elements is flight details. So one is the file path and the parent of the XML element. The element name should be configured. So let me configure the in parameter we'll set the file path. So let me update the file path. So whatever the file path is there, that one does not represent the file path which we have in the Eclipse IDE. So let me update the file path. Now I have updated the file path and the node name, whatever the node name is, flight details. So this is the node node name. I mean to say XML element name, the same XML element name. So what is the new in this one is if you want to have multiple test data. So if I want to execute only this test data, and I do not want to execute this test data, which can be configurable. Test include equal to true. Test include equal to false. In this case, test include equal to true means the data-driven framework will execute this test data. If you set test include equal to false, the data-driven framework ignores this test data. So again, this you need to configure whatever the XML element and its value. XML element and its value need to be configured to the data-driven framework. We need to set the parameter. So otherwise, it does not know what is the XML element and what is its value. So so here we are using the parameter. Use set parameter. The header name. Header name is nothing but the test include. This test include and whatever the value. So whatever the value you set it for s. So whatever the value you set it for s is considered whatever the data present for this XML is considered by the data-driven framework. Whatever the value you set it for no, it is ignored by the data-driven framework. So for s, I set a value true, and for no, and I set a value false. False. So now if you execute this program, so true, it will read the data true, this data, and this data is ignored by the data-driven framework. So let me execute the program. Uh, File path it is not configured properly. Let me see the file path. What went wrong? So let me re-execute the program and see. Oh, so now you can see the test data. So it's a Deccan flight number ending with 01. So where is the XML file? Yeah, this is the XML file. A Deccan ending with flight number 01. So if I want to, if now I want to execute this data and I want to ignore this data, then you can make it as true and this one as false. Now execute the data, execute the program again. You see, go air and flight number ending with 02 is considered by the data driven framework. So all these are configurable, whatever the details. So if you want to configure instead of a test include, and for your framework you want to give other name instead of test include, say test data include. If you want to give other name, then you can configure. It does not make much difference with the framework. Whether whatever the name, it can read that name. You configured it, but you should tell the data-driven framework the configurable element so that data-driven framework knows knows whether to include this test data or not. Copy this one XML element for the header name. Just place test include header name, data header name. Say I instead of having a false and true or false, just I want to say one means true and zero means false. The same thing I need to specify for the parameter so that data-driven framework knows which one to include and which one to show. So whatever the value you set it for S is considered by the data-driven framework, and whatever the value you set it for false, so the data is ignored by the data-driven framework. Let me execute the program again. So let's for just I'm saying some other value so that we can know whatever the value results we are coming is the updated results. Let me execute the program once again. Let me see in the console. Let me have a look into the console. So if you see Air Deccan 121, a flight number ending with 01. That's how the API works. And what if, uh, so what if here it's test data include, but whereas in my, uh, whereas at the time of configuring, I forgot to configure the test data header name with the, instead of having test data include, I have not updated the header name. It's test include. So in this case, how the API works. You are configuring the test include and the XML file if it does not have the element. So it searches for the element is present or not once if you are configuring. In case if the XML element is not found, then it will throw an exception saying that the configuration is not available in the XML file. Let me show the program. Let me execute the program. So include header name is not configured. So I need to update this error message. It's in the XML file. It's not workbook. So I will update in the next upcoming version. Let me note down the issue. So what if in my project I do not want to configure this element itself? So is it possible to run? Yeah. If you do not want to include this element itself, remove this element. You want if you want to run all the test data present in the XML file. In this case, let me run the program again. Run as test and exist. So you see here the error message. So include test data header name is not configured. So whenever if you want to remove, if you do not want to add, so remove this configurations as well, configuring the test data header name, comment or delete it, whatever it is. So in that case, it will read all the test data. So now let me re-execute the program once again. So it will read all the test data present in the XML file. Let me add one more set of data. So I'm not updating anything in the example source code program. And let me re-execute the program. So I'm not doing any changes in my source program. If you see, it executes the three sets of test data. Run test run is three, and you can see three sets of test data. One is Air India, Go Air, and sorry, Air Deccan, Go Air, and Air India. So you can increase or decrease the test data, so it does not have the framework does not have any effect. So this is how the API works. So please go through this blog, and if you have any queries, or if you have found any bugs, or any suggestions, or any feedback, or any enhancements you require, please comment on our blog so that it will be helpful for us to making the data driven framework uh, API much more better. So have a nice day. Thanks all.